In this video, I'm showing you the largest floor plan that Perry Homes currently builds in the Austin metro area. This is the 4931 plan. I love the stucco finish that they did here. They also have a 3-car garage bay, making it a 4-car garage. And the name of the plan, 4931, is also the approximate square footage. It's 5 bedrooms, 4.5 bathrooms, and is an open concept 2-story home. And I think you see that right when you walk in through the front door, where we're open to the 2nd story. I love that light fixture and the gold touch that's there. I think Perry does some great design upgrades, even in some of their inventory homes, just like this one that is for sale at just under $1.2 million. Now, when I say open concept, I mean open concept with lots of windows. And that's exactly what you see here in the main living area that's also open to the 2nd story. We got a fireplace on the left side. We got a lot of different design upgrades that we have here. We're also backing up to greenery, which I'll get into in more detail later on in the video. And that's exactly what we're gonna do, cover all the details that we can. Now that starts right here in the kitchen where they did 2-tone kitchen cabinets. I like how they kept the exterior very light. They did these very cool pendant lights, offering that similar touch of, I call it gold. I would need to get a closer look at this. Let me know what you think about this. It's tough, I know, with all the lighting, but I think it adds a very cool touch here. And they did the island cabinets as dark. Now, one of the Perry signatures is actually giving you usable cabinet space in this kitchen island. And I'll keep going back to design upgrades. I like how they kept the countertop simple. It does have some movement in it, which you see that the veins get pulled out by the cabinet color. They did the same thing for the backsplash that's over the 5-burner gas stovetop here. They did this very cool designer vent hood, which is a fantastic touch here in the kitchen. One more look at that backsplash. This is what I mean by tying in the colors. Sometimes when you do 2-tone kitchen cabinets, it's really nice to have a design element that pulls in those different colors. Now, we did a crushed granite sink. It's a Blanco, looks like one of the white ones. Actually just had a client in a design studio pick that as their sink color. They have a very cool countertop that has some really stark veins in it. So they wanted a sink to blend in with the countertop. Now we will get outside. I'll show you the 90-foot wide lots that are here in Santa Rita Ranch, a community that I'm in often because of the amenities, because of the liveliness and the on-site schools, and so many things that buyers want in this community, which I'll talk about a little bit later on in the video. Now, this is going to be a space for the refrigerator. And before we get into the front of the home, I want to stick here in the back of the home. And I want to really focus in on this main living area because I've had a couple clients close right around actually 4,000 square feet. One that was on a similar type of home like this. And what they did is when you build from scratch, you have an option for, first off, a floor outlet, which is a good idea if you're going to put recliners in or you want to have a phone charger while you're on the couch. But you can also go tile all the way up to the ceiling, which I think looks beautiful. Now, they didn't do that here, and I will tell you why. In a lot of their inventory homes, first off, they want to keep the cost low on designer items that most home buyers would want to customize. Like somebody might want a specific tile that goes all the way up to that ceiling. Especially they're going to be looking at it, and it's going to be really hitting them in the face. So they want to pick that themselves. And sometimes a builder will just kind of put that fireplace in there, but leave it open for a buyer to do that themselves. Now, we do have a 2nd bedroom downstairs. And what I like about this 2nd bedroom is it is in the back of the home, allowing for a lot of privacy and looking out to this backyard. But that's where I want to go first, the backyard, because this is what it's all about. A lot of people that are looking to move from out of state into Texas, they want to move because of this reason. They want a backyard that's huge. They want to spend time outdoors. You see the sun on my shoulder. I'm shooting this right now in the beginning of March, where it's 80 degrees and beautiful. Does it get hot here in the summer? Yes, it does. Is it unbearable? Yes, it is. But that's when you travel. That's when you go to Colorado. or you double down on the heat and you go to Mexico. But I got to tell you, I grew up in Pennsylvania, and it's such a game changer being down here, because in the middle of December, you might get some days where it's like 70 degrees and beautiful, or in January and February. And I remember being in Pennsylvania, which I loved, beautiful hills. I love where I grew up, but the lifestyle was just different. In those winter months, you went into hibernation. And here, I love getting these days, even just in little winter months, going out to the park with my kids and my wife, or spending time with friends outdoors. It's just amazing. Now, I want to be very clear. There will be homes back there, but there will be a certain distance between this lot and those homes. At least that's what it's currently planned as at the time I'm posting this video. So definitely verify that with your builder before ever making a buying decision. And of course, reach out to me if you want an unbiased perspective on which builders are good and which builders are okay. And I will give you that unbiased perspective. I should probably introduce myself while we head back inside and go to the second bedroom downstairs, and then we'll go to the primary bedroom next. My name is Rod Safu. I am a realtor in Austin, Texas, and I've represented clients with 20 different builders. Now, the difference with what I do compared to what else is out there is I focus in on clients that I know I can provide max value. So there's a certain price point and a certain square footage that I know all the options in, and the builder agents all know me, and even their managers and VPs know of the offers that I've made and the business that I've done with them previously. And that gets my clients in line, usually first in a lot of cases and some options, and sometimes being first matters quite a bit. There are homes right now lots that are coming up in future sections that have incredible views, and I'm first in line because of the amount of work that I'm doing for these builder agents. A lot of them, when you tour homes all the time with them, they're doing a lot of work to cater to you, and that's going to be a lot different than me doing a lot of the work for them, because when I do the work for them, they want more clients like that. And so they do reward me and my clients with opportunities that you just may not get always, especially in some of these new phases that are coming up, or homes like this that back up to green belts. Now, if your criteria does not fit what I'm looking for, what I'm good at, I'm not afraid to send you to another realtor. And that's very different. We're actually 98% of clients who reached out to me last year, I was forwarding them to somebody else, or a few of my other realtor partners that were good in other areas. And I did that with my own first cousins. I did that with my own brother-in-law. Even though they wanted to work with me, I told them there were better realtors for them based on their criteria, which was just different from what I offered. But we'll talk a little bit more about that later. I want to get back into the plan. We saw the second bedroom downstairs, and that was in the back right of the home. This is the massive primary bedroom in the back left of the home. I love the curve that's here on the back wall. It just adds a window. It's that bay window. And for Perry, they do have some options, but often they include quite a bit in their homes. And that's where I think pricing can be very deceiving. If you're looking at base prices for a builder, but you're not adding lot premium and upgrades, you want to be careful. With some of these builders, I would add quite a bit of money to those base prices to get to a final price. For other builders, I wouldn't. I don't think you don't need to add as much. And sometimes you just need to see what past clients have done. And for a lot of these builders, I have great examples of what those past clients have done. For example, I have a client who had a very similar bathroom like this with Perry, and they did a tile that was vertical front to back, and then they went vertical all the way up in their shower. It's because they had some stark veins running through it. I think you can do this. I think it's a great tile running horizontally in a brick fashion. They did the same around the tub in this right off of the walk-in shower. And I love the vanities here. It really comes together with that framed mirror, the dark cabinet color, that dark gray color, and those veins get pulled out by that dark cabinet color running through this countertop. Love that. Let me know what you think about that. I find when clients walk into a bathroom like this and they see like the vanity and just the small things, the extension here to put a little bit of a stool and kind of sit down. These are the types of things that win people over and make it feel so luxurious. And at this price point, just under 1.2 million, I think this is an interesting option. Now, we do have a walk-in shower, and because nobody's living in here, I will take a step in and show you. I love how it opens up to the rest of the bathroom. I didn't comment on it before, but I love the tray ceiling in here. I think tray ceilings make a big difference in a space. Anytime you can add ceiling height and add windows, usually a good idea to do it. Then we have two closets. One closet on this side, and then another closet around the corner. Now we have a commode right here. And then we have the other closet right here. Now, if you're thinking about homes like this, wait until you see the study that's massive. The media room is huge upstairs. It's right off of a game room. And with 5 bedrooms, we actually have 2 bedrooms down, 3 bedrooms up. And so if you want a lot of space in your home, this is one of those plans that really packs in the space. Like every room feels very large. And even though you're not seeing this stage, I do have a very similar plan to this called the 4831 plan that I can put in the comments if somebody reminds me. And I will show you that stage. So it's a model home actually in San Antonio. And I went all the way to San Antonio because I had a couple buyers interested in Perry homes. I wanted to show them what a larger home looked like. And at that time, Perry just didn't really have that many 2-story homes. Now, we're back at the main entrance. That's the dining room I was just scanning, but I actually want to show you this study. I was just telling you about that. Feels very large. By the way, they did a wood look tile, which Perry loves to do in a lot of their inventory homes. You see that going front to back in this home. And those are very durable material. I actually had a family member with wood look tile, and they just dropped a huge dresser. Their movers did. And it barely even scratched it. I don't even think you could see the scratch. But this is the biggest part that I love about the study. Not only just the space and it's big, take a look at the windows. They're huge, right? And I love the sunlight coming in here. Amazing. Obviously, you can put curtains in here, but take a look at that skyline. It's probably a good time to tell you I am shooting this on my cell phone. I do have a stabilizer, which you can see right there, so you don't feel my hand shaking constantly. But that's capturing the skyline. And I have a videographer that I've hired, but I always tell them we're going to stick with our cell phone. It may not look the best, but I'm not trying to advertise to people. I'm trying to show them like an honest way of looking at this. I don't want to, look at a really fancy camera and change around the color scheme and lighting. I want people to see it from my cell phone. If they like it from our cell phones, then I think that's a good indication of what they like and that they actually like it. Speaking of windows, take a look at this dining room fixture that I keep walking around because I don't want to hit my head against it. And then look at the windows again off the front of the home. Amazing. Now, if you're looking at building this plan from scratch, just keep in mind, windows do change with the elevation. So the elevation is the exterior aesthetic of the home. That's pretty much shows you where the stone, stucco, or brick or hardy board would go, and then what the roof line would look like. And that does change windows off the front of the home as well. We have a powdered bathroom here, and on this side, we're kind of right next to the kitchen where they have a Butlers pantry. They do have a utility room just to the right of it. And then behind me is a 4-car garage. And before we get to that garage, this is a good sized utility room with some cabinetry. Got a space for a washer and dryer there. We do have even more storage right here. And then I think they kept this area as kind of like an area maybe to put a bench. You could sit down, take your shoes off. But you don't really have to do that there. You can do that right here at the mud bench. Now, opposite of this mud bench would be the pantry that we saw previously. I want to show you the garage, which they did finish with what I believe is an epoxy flooring, which is a really cool touch. I have a lot of clients doing that aftermarket after they move in. This is what they meant by a 4-car garage. So it is a 3-car bay garage, and then you have more storage there, and then you have a tandem space all the way in the back, which is why they're calling it a 4-car garage. One of the largest garages we'll see in this community of Santa Rita Ranch, which has so many different price points. There are homes that I've done with clients, multiple clients over $1 million plus. And then I even have clients that have closed in this community at $400,000, $500,000. One of those did buy back in the day when pricing was a little bit better. They actually just contracted on their second home in Santa Rita Ranch. So congrats to them if they're watching for some reason. But there are many different price points, many different types of homes in this community. And when I say types, I mean lots of different square footage. And that's what I like about this community. There's a good amount of forever home products in this community, which I think is important if you're buying in at this price point especially. But I also like all the plans and all the builders. Like, take a look at this when you get to the top of the landing. You really start to see what those windows feel like outside. And I purposely did this video at closer to sunset because this is the sun is setting on the front of this home. Because if it's setting on the back, or I should say it rises in the back of this home, you can't see anything. It's just so much light coming in. And keep in mind, you can have blinds that protects you from it, but it's also just so great to wake up in the morning and just have tons of natural light pouring in. Now, we are in the game room upstairs. I was telling you, game room, media room is big. Take a look at that view from the game room. Incredible. Friendly reminder, this is my cell phone capturing this, which is very cool. I didn't make up those clouds. Not AI generated or something like that. Although I'm sure that'll be a thing probably in a few months. People just start making up videos, right? Or who knows what will happen with AI. But that's a whole nother topic. I'm gonna keep it to this home and talk about this media room. So this is massive. I actually have seen this maybe staged once, and they just fit multiple rows, at least 2 rows of seating, and they made this into a movie room, which is what it is wired for. So do you see those 2 white caps on the back wall? Those are speakers, pre-wiring for speakers. At least I haven't checked the electrical, but 99% sure that's the case. Oh, the pergola in that backyard, which I don't even think I mentioned. Actually, both of my clients that built with Perry in the 90-foot wide section elected to do a pergola in the backyard. And then I think we saw this earlier. I just didn't mention it. There's 2 stairwells. So there's a stairwell in the front that we went up. There's a stairwell in the back. It goes to the backyard patio, which I think is excellent. Now, this is just going to be going to the attic area. There's some water heaters right there. And they do need to give you access to utilities, but they don't have to give you storage space. So just keep that in mind. And then while we cover the rest of the bedrooms here, I wanted to cover the market, because this is something that people keep asking me is, what's going on with the market, and is it a good time to buy now? And that's where you have to really go in through the details. By the way, I love this. I don't know what you call it, a fake balcony or something. It's not an actual balcony that you can exit. It almost reminds me of Europe, where they do this a lot. And I think that's incredible with the amount of natural light coming in through there. But getting to the market. So people always ask me, and I tell them the same thing. It depends on the submarket. Real estate, you can just, if you try to time real estate, it's impossible. Do you know if there's going to be a country that goes to war with somebody else that causes disruption in an area or somehow job loss? Or do you know like all the different economic variables that are happening right now? I find all the people that are always trying to time something, they never get it right. And the one time they do get it right, they think they're very smart, and then they try to do it every time, and then they're wrong the next 5 times. And so I don't think you can time the general real estate market. What you can look at are the details of the sub-market that you're interested in. For example, if you're looking at this home at just under 1.2 million, I would look at all the different inventory homes that are being offered and take a look at that quantity of supply that's available relative to past years. Now, what does that supply look like compared to past years? And then what does the demand for the buyer look like? Right now, the demand for buyers for million-dollar homes or homes that are well above the median home price is high. And the simple reason is right now with the market pulling back in 2023, I'm shooting this in early 2024, a lot of people are looking at this like the right time. They were sitting back, not buying any homes, but waiting for the market to stabilize. Now I think we're seeing stability and you're seeing more million-dollar buyers come out and buy. And that's also relative to assets. So a lot of million-dollar buyers also have assets. They have money in the stock market. They have past real estate, real estate that they own. And real estate prices are still relatively high historically. Stock market just hit an all-time high this past week that I'm posting this video. So when assets are high, they have more buying power. Yes, interest rates do not help. That's definitely a factor. But right now, I think the confidence is there to buy. Now, here's the problem. Your million-dollar buyer wants to pick all their upgrades. So this is cool. I like the 2 bedrooms here with the full bathroom in between them. We have that similar balcony that I showed you earlier that shows that incredible view off the front of the home. By the way, there will be a home next to the home I just showed you over there. So I don't want you to think it's always going to be open. But the home buyers right now at this price level, I think they're seeing lots open up, and building their dream home is very attractive. And so on some of these inventory homes, I think you can have a much better opportunity if you're looking for a solid price point on a home like this and trying to maximize square footage and get a luxury home, maybe a little bit closer to your budget. In other words, it really depends on you. So if you need help navigating through this market, reach out to me. My number's at the bottom of the description of this video. Shoot me a text introducing yourself, and I'd be happy to reach out to you when I get the chance. Now, if you want to see homes that are actually for sale, you're watching this on YouTube, I put exclusive content on my website at the top of the description of this video. And if you want an in-depth analysis based on your criteria, whether it's a good idea to buy, it depends on price point, it depends on location, it depends on what you want. And get that customized perspective. Because I am telling some home buyers that are at a certain criteria to not buy. I think it makes sense to wait because there's way too much supply in the area that they're looking at. Other home buyers, I'm telling them to buy. And I did that 4 months ago with 3 buyers. Those 3 buyers are in a community where prices have gone up $30,000. And I'll show you those communities, why that's happening, where there's decreased supply because things are closing out in that area. And that's where you have to buy, or you don't have to buy, you should buy. If you're trying to time it, then that would be a good time to do it. Other places, supply is very high. It doesn't make any sense. So again, it depends on the details. So reach out to me for those details. I'd be happy to touch base with you. And if you want to see another Perry home, go ahead and click right here. And as always, I hope this helps.